Dunes are an integral part of the large and complex coastal ecosystem, within which they constitute a precious element of separation between the marine and terrestrial environments. Coastal sand systems are very complex and dynamic ecosystems, and when they are well preserved and therefore functioning, they guarantee numerous ecosystem services. For example, they are essential for the storage of carbon. They are natural elements which mitigate the effects of erosion and the risk of flooding. They preserve high levels of biodiversity. Despite being mainly valuable from an ecological, landscape and socio-economic perspective, dunes and beaches are among the most vulnerable and in threat of extinction ecosystems worldwide. Their formation, dynamics over time and functioning are based on a delicate balance of natural and anthropic processes, two factors that are strongly connected but often in contrast with each other. Life Redune operates in sites in crowded tourist areas and near renowned seaside resorts, highly popular during the summer season. Great resources and attention are dedicated to the tourism sector, which, on one hand, undeniably represents one of the most important elements of the regional economic system, but, on the other, brings a series of concrete threats to dune ecosystems. Widespread and uncontrolled urbanization, construction of tourist infrastructures, mechanical cleaning of the beaches, trampling by bayfares, abandonment of waste, introduction of exotic plants for ornamental purposes. All these represent one of the most serious threats to the conservation and survival of dune systems. The project Life Redune is inserted into this context and has the aim of restoring and maintaining the ecological integrity of the dunal habitats of the North Adriatic, reducing human impact and leading stakeholders to develop a responsible attitude towards dune ecosystems by promoting a sustainable use. The approach used for the restoration and protection of habitats included actions inspired and supported by nature, the so-called nature-based solutions, interventions with low environmental impact to mend isolated portions of the dune and redevelop impoverished habitats. Thanks to Life Redune, 92 hectares of habitat have been recovered, planting more than 150,000 new plants produced in the nursery from seeds collected on site. The presence of alien species such as Enotera stucchi and Rosa rugosa was reduced, and Stipa veneta, a species on the verge of extinction, was saved. The dunal ecosystems have been monitored and measured for 4 years with both the use of drones and with field surveys. The monitoring consented to fully understand the effects of anthropogenic disturbance on the dynamics of beaches and dunes. A clear correspondence between the density of tourists and the height of the shifting dunes has emerged. The average height of mobile dunes in areas with high density, such as those very close to the access roads, are lower than in less populated areas. The anthropic disturbance caused by trampling is also responsible for the spread of exotic species, which decrease as one moves away from the pathways. Plants are an essential component of the dunal ecosystems. Without them, they would not even exist. Plants slow the wind down and trap the sand with their stems and roots, triggering the physical process of building the dunes. This is the reason dunes regenerate continuously, thanks to the dynamic balance between sand, wind and plants. The dunes and plants introduced by Redune have shown an extraordinary capacity of regeneration, being able to withstand the storms. What they cannot endure is trampling, which leads to extremely high mortality rates. Walkways, fences and information panels have been installed, to limit uncontrolled access to the beach through the dunes, contributing to the decrease in anthropogenic pressure. Life Redune's biggest challenge was to make practical interventions sustainable over time. But the long-term sustainability of the interventions can only be based on an increase in awareness of all stakeholders. Life Redune, through a series of environmental education meetings, involved tourists, residents, tour operators and public administrations to reach an ecological awareness of all users of the beaches. The most urgent challenges are planning access to the beach correctly and eliminating the habit of walking on the dunes or settlements with umbrellas and towels, since prolonged trampling, both by humans and their pets, weakens the plants. Without plants, dunes become just heaps of sand, destined to be swept away by the wind or waves. It is necessary to organize the cleaning operations of the beaches without removing plants, algae, and beached trunks that are not waste, but elements of vital importance for beaches and dunes, because they provide nutrients to the plants and help to slow the wind down and deposit the sand. Coastal systems today represent perhaps the most concrete example of conflict between the three components of sustainability: economic, social, and environmental, highlighting the issue of governance of these environments. When they are well functioning, these systems provide us with vital ecosystem services, especially in the light of the ongoing climate change. A lot of work has been done through environmental education, training, and effective communication activities, but the journey is still long, and collective responsibility is needed to learn how to care for beaches and dunes and ensure long-term sustainable use and the resolution of conflicts between different uses.